I'm really fascinated by this Baraita, an early rabbinic teaching that's found on Eruvin in the Babylonian Talmud on page 65a, which says that a drunk person is basically like a normal person, that even their purchases, their sales, their transgressions, all of those, they count. He may be drunk, or this or she may be drunk, he or she may be drunk, but yet all of those count. Like, they're still responsible, they're still culpable, right? Except, and there's one exception, which is that they are exempt from prayer. Now, this is fascinating, by the way, because in thinking about how does, whether you want to think more broadly as Judaism or more narrowly as rabbinic Judaism, how do the rabbis conceptualize of drunkenness and being drunk? Are you still responsible for your actions? It's clear that whether it's in the business realm, whether it's in the sort of religious, spiritual, transgression realm, that either way, you are responsible. And fascinatingly, the exemption from prayer is a lot like what we see, for instance, and I haven't studied the entirety of the Talmud at all, exemptions, but if you look, for instance, in the first part of the third chapter in the Mishnah Brachot, you see several exemptions of people from tefillah, from prayer, whether it's there's a corpse literally right in front of you, or whether you're engaged at that moment in various aspects of the funeral process, that people are exempt from prayer. And similarly, we see that here with a drunk person, that they are, here's your card, you don't have to pray, which is fascinating. It almost seems to be that your mind really is not there. Just similarly, like with someone who's got a corpse in front of them, here you're not able to fully engage and be in the proper presence of mind, really, for prayer. Now, one of the fascinating things is that later on in that same page of the Talmud, we see, it's probably a half century, maybe a century later, after that text, Rabbi Hanina comes along and says, actually, those are really just for someone who's just drunk, just sort of like a normal drunkenness, but someone who's achieved the level of drunkenness that of Lot, right? So in chapter 19 in the book of Genesis, Lot achieves this. His daughters basically get him totally hammered. He doesn't know it's flying. That instance, Rabbi Hanina says, you know what? Even there, obviously you're exempt from prayer because you really have no sense of what's going on. But even the transgressions you do and your business dealings, that doesn't count. You're exempt from those things. That's your get out of jail card, so to speak. At least according to Rebbe Chanina. I don't know how that's ultimately dealt with, but in either case, certainly for prayer, there is, it's almost like really putting it on you have to be in the right headspace really for prayer. So that's just a really fascinating text I found in the Babylonian Talmud, and there's definitely more on prayer and drunkenness, which I hope to discuss at a later episode. So thanks for watching.